Stop eating as little as possible when you're trying to lose weight. 800 calories, 1,000 calories, 1,200 calories. I'll stick to that because then, I'm gonna lose weight. And sure, look, you might lose weight, and that is a good way to get the motivation flowing because you're losing weight, finally. But it's not a long-term solution, and I want to explain why. Now, let's say your maintenance calories are 2,500. If you came to me with that and you wanted to lose weight, what I'd suggest is going to a 20% calorie deficit straight away. Now, that's around 2,000 calories per day. 500 calories underneath your maintenance. That's 500 calories per day under. Over the whole week, 500 times 7, that's 3,500 calorie deficit over the week. And that equates to about 1 pound of fat. So you're going to lose about 1 pound per week. Now for some people that's too slow, but if you do that for 4 weeks, that's 4 pounds. And that's a lot of progress to be made. And often that's gonna be enough to get the ball rolling. But what people do here is they go straight down to here, 1,200 calories. Now that's 1,300 calorie deficit per day, right? So really aggressive, they just really drop it hard. And you are going to get more than 1 pound per week in your first week, and probably in your second week and third week. But can you stick to this is the real question. Is 1,200 calories sustainable? Because I know, and this is just from anecdotal experience, that when I try and drop my calories to the floor, I last about 2 or 3 days and then I end up at the bottom of a Ben & Jerry's ice cream tub smashing ice cream because I can't handle the low calories. So number one, it's not that sustainable. Number two, your training and your performance is probably going to be less than it would be if you had 800 more calories in the tank. That's why I like to look at it as such a more sustainable approach, because down here, it's not sustainable. Your training is going to be crap. Your sleep may be crap because you'll be too hungry. Your mood might be crap. Your cognitive function at work might be impacted, and even your friends and your family around you. You're gonna be hangry, man. You're gonna be hangry. This is not a great place to start. And even though you can still maintain your muscle mass with an aggressive calorie deficit, if you have a high protein diet, you can still maintain muscles and drop body fat for sure. And if you have more body fat, this is actually a really great strategy. There's quite a few studies where they use very low calorie diets, like 1,200 calories, 800 calories for people, but they are like morbidly obese or obese. Like they already have a lot of body fat, a lot of adipose tissue to draw energy from. But if you're lean, or if you're somewhere between like 15 to 20, maybe even 25% body fat, this is probably going to be too low for you, and it's going to more so negatively impact your life than it will positively impact your life by dropping body fat, because it's not going to be sustainable. 2,000 calories, it's only 500 calories under, but you can still train hard. You can still sleep well. You can still eat a decent amount of food in 2,000 calories, so you're not going to be hangry. Your mood's not going to be affected. Your cognitive function's still going to be pretty good. You just have to think of it in a bit of a longer spectrum, a bit of a longer game plan, but it's going to be more sustainable. And say you did stick to this for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. What do you do after 1,200 calories? And this is where I get a lot of clients coming to me on 1,200 calories, even 1,000 calories, saying, bro, I'm not losing weight. What do? I'm on 1,200 calories, I'm not losing weight, and this is because their metabolism has adjusted to this number of calories and they're just not burning the same amount of calories as they were before. So this is no longer a calorie deficit, and that's where you have to kind of do this repair stage, replenish, recharge. You have to jack your calories back up to your proposed maintenance, wherever that will be after dieting at 1,200 calories, and kind of restart, replenish yourself. And then you have to cut again, but you almost kind of do this cut and then you get stuck, and then you have to go back to the place of maintenance. Even though initially in the short term it's faster, you often have to bounce back somewhere between 2 to 3 months after that, because your metabolism's shit. Now, what I like to do is just 2,000 calories, and you can be there for 4 weeks. And then what you can do is drop down to maybe, 1,800 to 1,600 for another 4 weeks. So you have another 8 weeks here, and then you could go to 1,600 calories after that 8 weeks. So now you have a 12-week plan, and you're only dropping 200 calories every time, and you're still dropping body fat every week. So for 12 weeks, you can have this awesome fat loss plan where you're making gains, and you're still training well, you're still sleeping well, you're still eating well, you're still feeling great, and you're achieving fat loss like you wanted. But often you just have to expand your time frame and not look for that quick fix, because that quick fix may get good results for a week or 4 days or 5 days. But after that, people often get screwed up. I want to just encourage you, when you are going for fat loss, think long term. And I'm not saying you have to think 2 years, because I know you want to get results in 4 weeks, in 8 weeks, in 12 weeks. But if you have this approach and think, wow, if I actually lost 4 pounds in a month, that's great progress. And then if I lost 6 to 8 pounds in 2 months, that's huge progress. And then if I lost 8 to 10 pounds in 12 weeks, I'll be a completely different person. Like, all you have to do is think 3 months ahead, as opposed to trying to think 3 days ahead by going to 1200 calories. Guys, I hope that helps you. If you do have any questions around creating a calorie deficit, how many calories to have, you can ask me in the comments, send me an email at team@teambrockashby.com. You can also use my free online calorie calculator if you want to find your calories and where you should start with your calorie deficit, or where your maintenance is, or what your calorie surplus is if you want to build muscle. I'll see you in the next YouTube video, guys. Stay safe.